pairing you up with kids your age for fights. Brutal are last man standing matches. Tournaments are organized all the time. They say it's to train the next generation of warriors, but really, it feels like a show. Something for the older soldiers to bet on. When they decide you're ready, you move to the second part of your training. That's when things start to get very bad. You are introduced to the Cybermen, vicious plant-like creatures that were found in one of King Cole's conquered planets. The Saiyans use them for war, but also for this training. Your task is simple. Fight them. These things are so strong, far stronger than you. The first time you fight, you barely stand a chance. You get beat into the ground over and over again. And every time you think you might die, they drag you back from the brink just to throw you into the next fight. The trainers know that your small, fragile body isn't a match for the Cybermen. But that's the point. They want you to be humiliating. But they tell you that this is what it means to be a Saiyan. Some of your cameras don't make it. They die during training. It's twisted, but you cling to the idea. It's the only thing that makes the pain feel it. Spoiler, it's not. It's time for the final part of your training. You're going to learn to control the Saiyan's most powerful weapon, the Ozaru. To do this, the trainers create artificial moons to force your transformation into a great ape. They tell you to focus and try to control it. That's it. No real technique, no instructions. There is no real method to controlling this power. It's different for everyone. You're thrown into this for weeks, spending more time in your transformed state than your normal form. The transformations leave you exhausted. You're barely yourself anymore, just a tool they are sharp for war. If you're lucky, or unlucky, eventually you begin to to control the form. At least enough to follow orders when transformed. Mastery is rare, something only the truly skilled can achieve. For you, a low-class fighter, this is as far as you'll go. It's enough to keep you alive on the battlefield, and that's all they expect of you. And now you're ready. Ready to fulfill the destiny they've drilled into your head since birth. Ready to fight, to conquer, and to kill. Whether you actually want it or not, that doesn't matter. You're a Saiyan, and this is your purpose. Your training years were hard, but somehow, you've forgotten most of the pain and suffering. Now you're preparing for your first mission, and your focus has shifted to the future. If it's anything like the adults described, it might even be acceptable. You're not exactly thrilled about the idea of wiping out entire species, but at least you'll be free. Free to explore the universe and to fight exciting battles. Because, at the end of the day, you're a Saiyan. You can't deny that fighting brings you a certain thrill. But you were so wrong. The life of a Saiyan warrior is miserable. When you were a kid, they told you stories of Saiyan glory, of how they were the strongest race in the universe, how conquering planets was as easy as flipping a switch, how entire civilizations crumbled before them. Those were all lies. Conquering planets is a grueling work. Many have powerful armies willing to fight for the last breath. Others have advanced technologies or secret weapons that give them a massive edge. Some use magic or strange abilities that are impossible to predict. And some planets even have their own teams of superheroes protecting them. Heroes who are often stronger than you. Since Frieza took over the Gold Force, now called the Frieza Force, things have only gotten worse. He only sends Saiyans to the planets with the highest power level, claiming it's because Saiyans are his strongest warriors. But some whisper that it's because Frieza despises the Saiyans and wants to see them suffer. More often than not, conquering a planet takes multiple attempts. Each time you come back injured and barely alive. The fights aren't even thrilling. They are chaos. Pure chaos. And when you do win, that's when the real horror begins. You're expected to wipe out everyone. Families, children, without any hesitation. It's heartbreaking, at least for you. The others don't seem to care. Maybe they're just hiding it. Or maybe you are different. Every victory feels hollow. You don't even get to claim spoils or enjoy rewards. Everything goes to Frieza. For a low-class warrior like you, there is no salary. Just scraps you manage to scavenge during the chaos. This is your life for years. No rest. No peace. You spend more time injured and broken than whole. After every mission, you're rushed to the medical pod to heal, only to be sent out again as soon as you're fit to fight. You start craving the pods. Despite the pain, it's the only time you feel at peace. But it's during these moments of solitude, floating in that strange liquid, that a thought takes root. A thought that you can't shake. You can't keep living like this. After all